Hey friends, welcome back again to LCG. Let's curious and grow today with a new video. And today my video is regarding biology, how this aspect play a vital role in the ecology, as well as what are the positive and negative aspects of this wildlife biology. So first of all, we will know about that what is wildlife. So, wildlife at present, you know that the life on Earth includes human beings and several thousand species of some animals, plants, etc. The human culture and civilization also gives human the status of super partner in the world of animals as well as plants. So man has learned to exploit animals, plants and other non-living creatures for their own needs. So this has resulted into main categories of animals: domestic animals as well as wild animals. So domestic animals, as you know, get put to use by man for their own benefits, like cows, buffaloes, camels, horses, goats, sheep, etc. The wild animals are those which are not able to put themselves in house and not for their own use. So again, the animals class is based on their dependency on human for survival. So these are again categorized into three different categories: the free living animals, captive animals and feral animals. The free living animals are not directly dependent on other organisms like humans for their survival. They are able to move and live independently. Captive animals are those animals which need the human care. Next, the feral animals are those which escaped from a domestic or captive state. For example, a lion which has escaped from a zoo is not a feral animal anymore. Some common example of animals with feral populations are also goats, also dogs, cats, pigs, horses, etc. So these are the three different categories through which the animals classes based on their dependency on the human survival. Next, the values of wildlife. So, when we talk about the values of wildlife, we have to know that how wildlife is important and why wildlife is important for us. So, the wildlife is an important natural resources so that they can put to various uses by man. And wildlife are intimately connected with our society, our tradition, our culture, our economy, our education, as well as the ecological aspect. So, on this importance, the wildlife categorized into two different values: the positive values as well as the negative values. So, here you can also take the screenshot of this slide. So, the positive values include his ethical values, the cultural values, the ecological values, the scientific values, aesthetic and recreational values, the commercial or economic values, and games values. On the second hand side, there are some negative values like damage to agriculture, the competition, diseases, and conflict with humans. So these are the two values through which the wildlife animals plays a very significant role on this particular earth. So first of all, we will talk about that what this ethical values are. You know the words ethics, there is also a subject called ethics. So what is the ethical values? Ethical values compel us to think that we have no right to kill or destroy the other living components on the nature, that includes wildlife. Like in our ancient books, various sculptures, religions, rules and philosophers have also contributed significantly in the direction that the protection and conservation and control of wildlife is important. The spreading and including the sense of love and coexistence to wild creature among us. So the ethical values for human beings are on the three distinguished features: capacity to distinguish between right and wrong, the sense of reasoning, the love and appreciation of beauty. Next, This ethical values, why? Because we humans, again I said this statement that we humans proclaim ourselves that superior to wild animals, even though they are more furious, powerful, swift and adaptable. So these, regarding these ethical values, we again said that the protection, the conservation, and the control of wildlife is very important for this particular. Again, through these particular picture representation, we know that the ethical values of wildlife in history, Indian history, is important. For example, the gods also tells us about that some religious myths, including the Indian mythology. The wild animals were afforded protection in Hindu mythology through religious myths and statements like tiger is associated with the goddess Durga, the snakes decorated on the neck of Lord Shiva. The Lord Ganesha is believed to have the nose of an elephant. So these are also the ethical values which related to the IKS system, that is Indian knowledge system. Next, in the ancient epic Ramayana, an army of monkeys and other animals helped Lord Rama in the war against Ravana as a symbol of injustice. Again, the stories of Panchtantra are full of love for wild animals and have a profound impact on the young mind. So these are some of the particular important ethical values, again which all these aspects you can see that how the wild animals are also got the protection in the era of mythology, and till today it is again and setting an example that the wild life animals is also related a life between this human impact. They are needed protection, they are needed the care, they are needed a freedom free life through which their ethical values are still existence and plays a particular role. Next example is the Emperor Ashoka, which also defined that the protection of wildlife and the forest trees as a duty of kings and citizens alike. The famous philosopher, that is Kautilya, in his Arth Shastra, has also given a comprehensive coverage to Abhyaranya on forest sanctuary, where the animals could live without any fear of being killed. So, in almost every religion, it is wrong to take the life of an animal. So you can see through all these picture representation also that how important are the wild animals. The cultural values are also there. Wild animals have an intimate relationship with human religions, culture and traditions, not only in ancient but also in the modern time. For example of bravery and ferocity are cited with respect to the lion and tiger. The peacock has also been a source of inspiration and grace. So you also know that these are also some of the symbol of some states, some districts, some other aspects, because they represent the culture, they represent the relationship between the humans, their religions, their traditions, not only for this particular but the ancient era. The killing of insects like is forbidden in religions like Buddhism and Jainism also. Wild animals should be preserved because the knowledge we have about these animals is a part of our own culture. That's why the cows are for worship, the snakes are for worship. There are many type of interlinkage between them. For example, if we see different types of temples, different types of sculptures in the ancient mythology also, these animals have been source of inspiration. Why these have the source of inspirations? Because for our mankind they contributed significantly towards art, the architecture, the literature as well as the mythology. So whenever you go to temple or any ancient site, you will see these type of sculptures there. Next, the ultrasonic technique which are used by bats might be inspiration for human to invent the radar. But bats do, they navigate their territory and seek out prey by emitting their sound waves or bat calls. So this is also called a variety of crimps and squeeze. So narrow bands and broad band calls today we will use through this echolocation. This is broadly described as seeing with sound. So the bats use these sound waves as echoes to determine where the sound coming from. So animals and inspiration for human for many invention and designs. For example, the blue whale, which is lived inside the sea, so we developed the pandubis. Streamlined birds which are flying on the sky freely, so this gave us also an invention and design to aeroplanes, and certain more examples of the swift birds etc are there. Next, we have the ecological values. The ecological values include the wild animals, which are as much a part of nature as man and have a significant role to play in maintaining the dynamics of ecosystem. The wild animals occupies the position of consumer in ecosystem also. So this is also an important aspect between the food chain, their interlinkage between different types of the dynamics they maintain ecosystem in a very particular and important manner. The next is the seasonal migration of birds and mammals, which help in the development of vegetation by the dispersal of seeds, which they eat and defecate. So, the animal migration is also coming under this particular values and parameters. Next, there are birds and insects which help in cross pollination, and if they are not there, the increase there this is not possible for the cross pollination is there. So it increases our diversity, our genetic recombination, and viability of plant vegetation. The producers, the components of different ecosystems, they play a crucial, important, significant role. So each and every species, either it is bird, either it is insect, they play their own roles in maintaining this ecological system. So as these above things, it is clear that the wildlife is much more important. Again, the examples are there that some wild animals and birds are natural scavengers and thereby help to keep the environment clean and hygienic. For example, hyenas and jackals are also eliminators of weak, useless, and unfit individuals. You see through these pictorial representations which are showing here. The wild animals and insects also act as a biological controlling agent if insect pests and disease. Thus, the wildlife plays a significant and important role in maintaining the ecological balance, the correcting, rehabilitating, and preventing the ecological maintenance balance. Next, we come under the category of some scientific values are there. So the scientific values come that the research workers are engaged all over the world in conducting scientific studies on so as to achieve different scientific goals, the knowledge and the body functions of different animals and evolutionary relationships with each other, how they interact and with the nature etc, and different direct and indirect medicinal values for human beings are also there. For example, musk deer is valued as scent, fat of tiger or hornbill is believed to cure rheumatism. Snake venom is used for preparation of anti-venom for snake bites. The eggs of wild pigeons, jungle fowl, and ducks are helpful in curing common cold. So, these above, thus, the wildlife animals have an immense scientific and medicinal values. The proper awareness can help in earning goodwill of humanity towards the wildlife. So this is the very important aspect on this. Many type of studies of animals behaviors have helped to the psychiatrists to understand the nature and the human mankind and human mind. Next, we come to the aesthetic and recreational values. There are some aesthetic as well as recreational values of the wildlife which are showing here through this particular slide. Here you see that the value of pretain inborn natural beauty and artistic appreciation are ground under this, like some wild animals which are simple as well as beautiful, some are majestic, powerful, and some others are magnificent and colorful. So this sheer beauty of the wildlife has a direct appeal to human spirit and the humanity that would be like to preserve, and this splendid form of beauty of nature at all cost. So the pleasure which we derive by viewing this is very important. So wildlife provides recreation to general public. The people would like to find time from the busy schedule of their modern busy life to share some moments of pleasure and mental happiness with wildlife. There are various wildlife sanctuaries, the natural national parks, zoos, which provide place for recreation and attract public. If animals were not there, how the public can attract through this recreation? The integration of wildlife with tourism, the ecotourism industry, they have got many benefits. And a country like India, which are very rich in a variety of wildlife tourism, can be a big source of income as well as principal source of foreign exchange. So it is priceless value which may be popular and widespread in nature and may be important for generating awareness. So this awareness is important in public minds for the wildlife conservation, for those humans, those peoples who think that through one or two or three species, what is the loss there? So the loss is very big and you can't cover even throughout the years which are passing. So every insect, every species is very important and priceless. Next, we will come under commercial or economic values. The commercial or economical values are the wildlife as a natural resource and has a great commercial value. So, throughout the world, many people are earning their livelihood by carrying trade in wildlife and their products. So, there are also enlisted many industries like such as fishing as very big and other modern industries for employment generation and output as income from these industries and these animals. So along with fishing, fur and skin trade has also developed into a industry. For example, trade in certain items like musk, ivory, rhinoceros horns, they are more valuable, more expensive. The crocodile skin, because they're making the different leather brand purses, the fur from the monkeys, rabbits and bears, etc. They have threatened. These animals are now on a verge of extinction. Why so? Because human for their own use can threat these animals and extinct them. So working together to combat illegal wildlife trade, it is very important to aware all human being, all that the wildlife is trade is not there, but it is also have working together to combat the illegal wildlife trade is not good and it has to be stopped. Next, we are talking about the game's values. The wildlife has greater value for those who hunt for sport. For example, our kings, emperors were famous for creating special reserves for hunting. Danchigam Sanctuary was exclusive hunting reserve of Maharaja of Kashmir. The Bharatpur bird sanctuary formed the reserve of Maharaja Bharatpur. The Corbett had become a legendary figure for hunting the man-eaters of UP hills. People have won large number of this particular coverage. So these are some of the values which are including their negative aspects. So here are the positive values. The positive values of wildlife can further be divided into two: non-consumptive or intangible, and consumptive or intangible. What is this? It means that the ecological and ethical are intangible value, while economic, scientific, and others are the tangible values. So what these both are, as we get direct benefit in the form of food, money, and enjoyment. So these are the positive values of our wildlife, and they include in both parameters for us. Next, we are talking about the negative values of wildlife. So wildlife has got certain negative values. In previous slides we see the positive aspects and positive values. Here we see the negative values. So negative values include the destruction of properties, the predation, the potential role as reservoir or carriers of various diseases. So wildlife such as deer and other herbivorous animals, they destroy the crops in various fields, and intensity is felt most of those countries whose agriculture is in the primitive stages and living standard is very poor. So these pictures you can see that this is also the one of a negative aspect in the field industry, in the agriculture industry. Next, the carnivores like partner, tiger, and lion sometimes lift domestic animals and create hardship for the rural population. There may instances when loss of human life has been up to great extent and hand of man-eaters carnivores. So through these pictorial representations, and if you are aware of some journal knowledge and news too, so you hear some of the cases like some monkeys are there, some barking dogs, some street dogs attack some child, attack some people, etc. So what is the conclusion of all these positive values, all these negative values, and as well as the wildlife? So wildlife is an important renewable natural resource at the heart of man with diverse uses. The colorful and magnificent wildlife bestowed so our culture, religion, courage and discipline, the customs and traditions, the education and economy toward the entertainment and aesthetic sense, maintaining balance of nature. So the list is still linger, making life on this planet full of joy and enjoyment, peace and prosperity. So this is all about that. If it is in the diverse use with man too, the wildlife is an important renewable natural resource. So for the planet full of joy, enjoyment, peace and prosperity, everything needs to be cared on particular stage when it is important, like our culture, religion, courage, discipline is important, our custom and traditions are also important, our education and economy is too important, our entertainment and aesthetic sense is also important. But all these categories are under the maintaining balance of nature is more important. It is also more important in that aspect. So that's all about this today's lecture regarding introduction of life biology as well as positive and negative aspects. I hope you would clearly understand the positive and negative aspects. So if you are new to my channel, let's subscribe to my channel, let's curious and grow. Press the bell icon for not missing any updates, and thanks for watching this video. Please like, comment and share this video, and thank you so much for watching. And if you have any questions and doubts regarding this, you can put them in comment section. Thank you so much.